Forward. Here we are with another Saturday Night Live, winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, and coming to the close of the year. Get ready for that big 2020.
Okay.
We're all anticipating just another day in the realm of creation. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Very well.
Awesome.
Very well.
Okay, Cynthia, Oliver, Steve.
I'm seeing Ella Tom tonight. He's having hosting a little winter solstice event.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, awesome. Very nice.
Very nice.
Keep tapping
That's
into
cool.
the fields. That's where it's all that's where everything happens. And we play in this realm, as use the material stuff, but it's all comes through the fields. And if we keep focusing on that, we see miraculous things happening, as we've witnessed over the last several years. Just awesome. Hello, Judith. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. So everybody got stuff happening for Christmas, the holidays, or whatever.
We look forward to January 2nd. That's what I look forward to. I could do without all that.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
it's just times for families to get together. That's all the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I don't get involved in all the rest of the stuff at all.
No.
Just another day. And most people are on holidays in this part of the world anyway.
Yeah.
So we enjoy that time with family. So anybody want to share what's happening?
I seem to be getting back into a bit of more even flow here with the fast. Yeah, you were a kid. Every fast is so different.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, it seems they do pick up where the last one left off, but it's totally different. Absolutely, totally different.
You'll never have to.
Body is so crazy.
There's so many layers. It's infinite, and everything just coordinates the way it's supposed to. We.
No, I had a little broth that had some sodium in it, and that could be where that. Yeah. It's probably where that fluid
So
came from.
you had a little bit of edema where in the feet.
Yeah, in the calves.
Yeah, that would do it, especially on a fast.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, where'd it come? Where's this coming from? But probably where it was.
It went down now.
I had made my own, but I ran out of it.
Did it go
And
down?
I thought, but I did find a store-bought one that is organic and has no sodium at all in it, so that's okay.
Did the edema go down?
Yeah.
Do you ever make your own broth?
What's
Sorry.
that, Oliver?
Do you ever make your own like herbal veggie broth?
Oh yeah, I made a big one 2 weeks ago.
Those are good.
Oh yeah. I roast everything in the oven first. It really comes out good.
All right.
Oh yeah, definitely roast the vegetables first.
Get that charcoal.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. Then I put everything. I mean, I slow roast for like 2 hours. I mean, really get it caramelized.
Yeah. I all my juices now, I enjoy my juices way better when I bring them home and then I boil them with a burnt wooden spoon. That's my favorite way. I have to do that to all my juices, and I actually have a smaller wooden spoon that I burnt, and I kind of drink it like a soup. I drink my juices like a soup with a wooden spoon. I just love it. It just does something so magical to the juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially in the colder days, it's really nice when it's warm. I like warming it up.
Euros, how is your tooth?
Hey people, my tooth is doing really great.
Good.
I'm having a lot of hope in my tooth that it's going to recover. And I mean, I can handle the pain. The pain is only mild from time to time. And, I'm doing the oil pulling every day, and I'm always splashing something in my mouth. Even the saliva, the spit, it helps me to clean the teeth. I just swish it around, and yeah, I've been fasting. I think that helps as well. So yeah, once you go dry, I mean, tooth is going to stop aching very fast, like in 10 hours or so. So it's going great with the tooth. I'm still don't have any plans on what I'm gonna do with the tooth in terms of some dental work or something, because I honestly regret ever going to the dentist.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
Now I have this.
Best too.
But obviously my case was different from yours. I wish I could have saved the tooth, but once you do that root canal, I mean you can leave the tooth in, but better off than in.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but you still have that. You still have your part of your tooth, right? It's not completely
Yeah,
drilled out.
all the nerves are in it, and I can still feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't chew on that side ever again, maybe, I don't know. But it's okay since I'm really starting to live the lifestyle. And I think that the biggest change that somebody can make in this lifestyle is to change mentally what does the food represent for one, what does the food mean to you. I think that is the biggest change and the biggest challenge for everyone. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the biggie.
Yeah, I actually broke my fast 2 days ago with some grapes, and just to check on how will my body react after 9 days. I did two weekly dries, and I broke my dry fast with some grapes just for fun. So this is my second day I'm eating, and I'm jumping in tomorrow again for that season dry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can feel definitely that the cravings for more fruit are taking over me, and I've been only 9 days fasting, and the cravings for more food are starting to kick in as soon as I put some grapes in my mouth. So yeah,
Is when you started eating, is that where you started feeling more pain?
with the tooth,
Yeah.
actually, every morning I am woken up by pains, by my toothache, and as soon as I do some oil pulling, it automatically goes down. And then I switch some aged urine. I mean, it's aged by now, and the smell is horrific. I mean, it's the combination like a gunpowder and and corpse, and I have no courage to swallow it, so I've never tried it. but the smell and the taste is I mean, yeah, you can taste it when you put it in your mouth. Not as much when you swallow it, I guess, but definitely not the best smell. And it helps. It really helps. I can feel it that it suits everything, cools everything down. And I've been experimenting with Masterfast, like what is the biggest factor of detox in terms of like how I perceive it. So the darker the juice, the stronger the pull of the toxins in your system. And I can feel it since I have a really bad, slow working adrenals, and I automatically get low blood pressure. So as when I drink darker berry juice, like we have in Serbia this berry called aronia. I don't know if you know what this is. And this is the most the strongest thing I ever tried. I mean, as soon as I took one sip of it, I automatically had a nauseating effect on me. And I think the best thing you can do on a master fast is a strong juice and really limit your dry if it will help you go through and last as many days, you know.
Yeah, yours is not something we would recommend. Been there, done that. All kinds of theories out there. Everybody can do whatever they like. I would recommend using herbal teas for cooling. Uh, you can make up many different tea, the kidney tea, or add many other herbs. Chew leafy greens, some wild greens. You can chew those. But fasting is going to help the tooth more than anything. Just living and loving it. Um, like for myself, if I go on fats for a while, any heavy foods, I will feel some areas in my teeth because it just starts plugging you up lymphatically.
Same. I feel like the two teeth around where I got the tooth removed, because the nerves got damaged, they're so sensitive now that to answer that question you first asked, do you feel the pain when you eat? When I eat, I feel these teeth. They're much more sensitive, and it's pretty interesting because they're almost like immediate sensors. Like the second I start eating more obstructive food, the nerves become, inflamed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. You start paying attention and listen. Once you start cleaning out the body, all your senses become heightened and you become much more sensitive. That's the beauty about that. Instead of being in that numbed out state where you can't feel anything and you can eat and drink anything you like until you drop dead. But senses are there for a reason, right? And if we pay attention, we get a lot of information coming through, tons of information. And that's the beauty about fasting. That's what it teaches you, is to start listening to your senses. Um, you know, when you start, going along after a few years, you'll see you get more and more sensitive. And it's just awesome. All your smell, your taste, your eyesight, your hearing, everything changes. Your intuition, the downloads. Yeah, Cynthia's saying, what about the charcoal to brush? Using the charcoal to brush. Yeah, you can put charcoal, yeah. I made a powder with charcoal, clay, mostly clay, some turmeric, a little bit of salt, a little bit of baking soda. What else did I put in there? cinnamon, I think it was. I can't remember. A few different dried powders, and you brush with that. Many things you can do. Much, many tools to use to help with the teeth. I've even heard of people regenerating um, root canal teeth, as long as it's in the mouth, depending on how it was done. It can be, anything can be regenerated. So that's why I always say do the best you can to save the tooth. If you get into a situation where, it's your whole head's blown up, it's not nice. So you got to take care of it. But if you work with it and work with it and work with it, most of the time you'll be able to save it. And that's always going to be better than foreign materials in the mouth. Or if you have to pull it, what are you going to do after? You got to deal with empty space, and then all the other teeth can go crooked too when you start, pulling teeth out of the jaw. So we have to be prudent in our decisions and what we do. The Euros, just take your time and work with it, work with it, work with it. A little bit of pain, like I've shared my story about my tooth. I had pain in that area for, it was a while. It was, when I got the work done, that cap, it was a good few years. The pain was going in waves, on and off. I just kept working with it and working with it. I still have the tooth 30 years later. So everything's possible if you're willing to do the work. But fasting is the key. Clean out the obstructions that are causing the teeth to, get cavities and all that kind of stuff, and weaken the gums and so on and so forth. So always go back to the obstructions. And that's the beauty about fasting. It always deals with all the levels of the physicality, the mental, and the emotions. And the more we work with it, the more comes to the surface, the more we're able to deal with it and release it, and start finding the solutions that we're looking for ourselves. Because we don't have any answers for anybody else. Everybody's going to find their own answers. And this is how we do it. We keep living it and we keep loving it. Just ongoing. Anybody else? Jeanette, David, Tommy, Hans, Elaine.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, and you?
Good. I had a dream with you in it last night.
Uh-oh.
It was good. It was a positive feel. It was like I was coming to you for advice, and it was you and another girlfriend who are like people, you're both people who inspire me so much. And you both were kind of like coming to me in the dream and kind of like, I think, helping me process where I'm at with my fasting and eating right now. So it was cool. So thank you.
It's, living this lifestyle it's not easy. It's just not. I've been doing it 3 decades, and it's not easy. And most people will have all kinds of emotions come forth to make them believe that fasting is not good for them. And they go back to eating this, that, and the other thing and everything else. So like we say, this lifestyle is not for everybody, but this is one reason why we swayed away from advising people to do long fasts. You have to be really in a whole different mindset to live this lifestyle. But anybody can do a couple days a week, 1-2 days a week. Pretty much anybody can do that. You just have to be a little bit disciplined and work with it. You're gonna have challenging times. Who cares? Keep going. You keep going. All the naysayers I came up with, I don't know, thousands in 30 years. It's it's easy to be swayed by naysayers. Very easy to go with the crowd, right? You have to have a little bit of discipline and understanding of why you're doing this, and why you started in the first place. Because if you don't, you're going to get swayed very easily, and do what most people are doing out there, which is eating all the time. So
Yeah, even though I'm eating now with no plans for fasting at the moment, like just taking, I'm calling it a break,
yeah,
I would never like be one of the naysayers. I just could never say anything negative about it. It's just me, Gino. It's like where I'm at with
yeah,
my
of course.
healing journey, and it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I think my soul isn't completely ready to do everything that my mind or
Oh no, the soul's always
my
ready.
heart.
It's the mind.
Okay, so it's that's not, I just wasn't sure if maybe I'm just not as advanced as a spiritual being to like want to be fasting right now.
Yeah, you can take breaks. It happens. No big deal.
Like learning to recognize my limitations. Like, I tend to think that, oh, I'm someone who's very involved in all the different healing modalities, and the ego tends to want to kind of think that way. And, oh, well, I meditate, or I've been doing yoga this many years, and I catch it. It's like, yeah, but you can't do what you think you could do. Like I couldn't do the lifestyle. I wanted to do a level 3 for 6 months and really give it a fair shot, but I'm not ready right now. So I'm just being realistic. It was 8 weeks, and
So
now I've just like let it go for a minute, I guess.
yeah, no big deal. Is fasting on your mind?
So right now, like, I think I had to not have it on my mind for a minute, because I was getting like that, I told you, that kind of rebellious way. And then I was like, when I did eat, I was liking it too much, and it was like, oh, it's like restricted, it's off limits, so now I want it more. And I was just getting all like screwed up about it, so I had to just go light on myself and take off any limitations right now.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, taking breaks, it happens. All of us. We sometimes just say, okay, take a break for a while, a few weeks or whatever. But like for me, the whole thing of fasting, it's always there. It's always part of me. It's always in my mind. When's my next fast? When's my next fast? Even though I'm enjoying eating at the time or whatever, when's my next fast? It's always there.
Yeah,
Even when you're taking breaks.
I am kind of wondering, because in January I'll go to Florida to visit my mom. And then there's all these excuses around that, because it's like, oh, well, I'm living with her and her boyfriend, so I don't want to be having to do like enemas in their house. And like, I'm just making up all these excuses around like, oh, well, I guess I'll just take a break while I'm there. But yeah, like in the back of my mind, fasting, like I'll always come back to it. And like, I want to be with you all. Like, I really love you all, and the support that I get here, like, I didn't want to miss the opportunity. A part of me was like, oh, well, you're not fasting, so you'll be like a loser going on the call. Like, don't go on the call because you won't fit in or something like that. But I went with my heart. I just wanted to be here tonight with y'all. So thank you.
Not at all. This is where when you're, part of a group that keeps supporting and inspiring each other, this is what I'm saying. It is on your mind because you're here tonight.
Yeah.
Even though you go to the side, that that spark is still there.
Yeah.
These people who deny fasting with magic happening right in front of their eyes, they'll deny everything else too. That's the way some people are, and that's okay. We're here for people who are, ready to do a little more than the average person out there. And like I was saying, focusing on living in that peace, balance, correct conduct frame of mind, because in today's world, we don't see a lot of that anymore.
Yeah. And actually, that's a really important point too for where I'm at. And I want to share for my journey. It's like, while I'm not currently fasting, I'm making some really lucrative changes in my career that would actually reflect a better ethical conduct and being more in alignment with my own integrity and values, and just getting more clear on my values. And doing some studies, like, I got Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead, and she's a big empowerment coach for values and being in alignment with your integrity. So yeah, no, it's really helping being a part of this community. And Gino, I see you like my brother, it's like you remind me so much of my cousins on the Italian side, and all you all are all my brothers and sisters. And yeah, I'm just so thankful. And I just hope everyone has a really magical Christmas if you celebrate, or holiday season, and that you let go of anything that hasn't served you this year, and just move forward into 2020 with, good intentions and a clean slate.
Yeah, every day is a clean slate.
Right.
Wake up, we start with a clean slate. Jump out of bed, feel freaking amazing, and continue with our journey. What is Cynthia? I've heard of people putting crystals in place of missing tooth down in Mexico. Oh, using a whole crystal. Interesting. I've heard of people using crushed crystals for filling teeth. I haven't heard about using the whole crystal as a tooth. Crystal is a very hard substance. Very hard. That would be probably something that would not interfere with the body like all the other materials. The best thing is always muscle test it, no matter what you're using. If you're going to use anything to put in the mouth, it's such a sensitive area to have foreign materials in there. As we posted the picture of how the nervous system goes out to the brain from the teeth. So, you got stuff in those teeth, man. It's going to affect us. Some people, they get their amalgams removed and they get huge changes happening. For myself, I didn't notice any real changes on myself, but some people are paralyzed and they get their amalgams removed and they're not paralyzed anymore. Some dramatic situations like it. All depends on how that stuff was affecting the body. So it's always better out than in. Who wants to keep that stuff in your mouth when we understand and know the functions of field interactions? You're going to change the environment by putting something in your mouth. So let's do the best. Buteco breathing. Yep, that's an awesome practice. We continuously work on that every day. Just work on yourself doing that and do the controlled pauses. It's a really powerful way to consciously breathe. Once you've done it for a while, you'll notice you'll do it more and more and more, kind of automatic. Nasal breathing and doing the controlled pauses throughout the day, or just sitting sometimes aside during the day and doing sessions of it. Either way, if we continue practicing, you're going to see benefits from that breathing. It's really powerful. Building up the CO2. CO2 is the main element for energy exchange. And, we see people bashing sugar. Sugar's carbon. You can't live without it on this planet. CoA, the 4 basic elements of amino acids: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. Without that, no life forms will be on this planet. So we need those structures in our being, in our physicality. to continue.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So I've been doing the Buteyko pretty intensely the last 2 weeks, and would that cause detox similar to being on a fast? Yeah, okay.
What kind of detox are you experiencing?
Bloody mucus coming out of my nose, lots of movement of mucus, my mood up and down all over the place, sweating. Yeah,
Powerful.
yeah, it's quite powerful.
You're getting more energy moving in the body when you're building up your CO2. So yeah, embrace it and continue. If it's overwhelming, back off a bit, right? Use the tools to support. Are you eating now, fasting?
So what I'm doing now is I'm MFSing 1 day a week and then going into a 24-hour dry.
Awesome. And
my next step is to do MFS that second day after the dry. So that's my goal. On January 21st or January 1st, I plan to do an MFS of a week or, well, no longer than 2 weeks, between 1 and 2 weeks. Because I've learned the hard way that whenever I go beyond that, I rebound with like crazy cravings and then go from that into 2 days a week full MFS. I tried 3 days a week, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's okay. No rush. There's no rush. We have a whole eternity to be with ourselves. So just take it 1 day at a time. No big deal. Every once in a while, every several months, you try going a little more. And if it's too much, you back off a bit. No big deal. A few years in this lifestyle is nothing really. Yeah, we can see major transformations when somebody does a long full MFS, but the whole thing is, what are you going to do after? That's the question. What are you going to do after? If we're going to just put pressure on ourselves and rebound and binge and all that, it's better we work with at a slower pace so that we can work with and we can love it while we're living it. So if you don't love it, you're not going to continue. It's not going to happen. We need to love what we're doing. So that's the best place you can be. 2 days a week's working great for you. Awesome. Awesome. You're doing more than 98, 99% of the people on the planet, probably. Right? Most people eat 7 days a week. Right? So that's why. Yeah, so that's why I suggest 2 days a week is what I suggest most people start with. If they can't do 2 days, do 1 day. 1 day. But start somewhere. Start somewhere. There's a level for anybody to live this lifestyle. The diet itself, we keep it clean. Fruits is the main staple, and veggies, and then we move away from there. And depends on each individual how obstructive they want to eat. Some people feel they need to eat more obstructive than others, and it's just going to be a different level of experiences as you go along to learn to stay away from the heavier and more obstructive foods. And when you do the long digestive vacation, you really, really learn about how the foods affect you at the different levels of obstruction. You become very sensitive to them. And so we got to be careful, especially when we do a longer digestive vacation.
Well, one thing I've noticed from doing the Buteyko as well is if I eat like heavier stuff or eat too much, which isn't really a lot, it really affects the breathing so much. It's really difficult to do.
Yeah, when I notice myself, if I eat, it's problem breathing. Yeah, fast, your body doesn't need to use much breathing, and it's very, very simple to do any kind of breath work when you're fasting. very simple.
Mhm.
So if you understand, the way the lungs come down, they meet the transverse colon and everything. You have all the small intestine that it just fills up that area. So when you have all food in that area, it's putting pressure in that whole area because we're breathing through the belly, right? We're breathing down deep. Like for me, it's automatic now. I'm always breathing through the belly, whereas years ago I'd be breathing up here. So when you retrain yourself, it goes automatic. If you look at all babies, they're breathing through the belly. They do that naturally until we plug them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep going, and you're doing great. This is what it's all about. One step at a time. One step at a time. Listening to the body, paying attention. See how it reacts with different things that we're doing, with the different foods, different breath work, different exercises, different whatever we're doing. We start paying attention more and more and more on how we react in all the levels, on the physical, mental, and emotional levels. And everything starts coming together little by little, which is awesome. And that's why we continue to do these calls and on the page, because as we interact with each other, we learn way more, about ourselves through other people's experiences as well. But the biggest teacher is through our own experience, because then we can relate to what other people are going through as well. And that's the beauty.
Hey, Gino, can I ask, do you insist on doing the weekly fasts? Because I'm really, really curious to know how important is to fast on a weekly basis.
You mean
Because
the dry fast or one of the levels?
One of the levels.
Yeah, this is what we say. Choose one of the levels to live and love. Going back to 7 days a week of eating, your body's not going to be happy. You'd be eating, the act of eating, we all love to eat and everything, but eating 7 days a week is going to be tough on you once you've done any type of master fast and started cleaning yourself out. The body doesn't need that much food. It just doesn't need it. It works much more efficiently. So when we continuously eat, we are fighting against the body, and that's why we don't feel well. Because the body doesn't want physical food. The body wants to live on fields, not food. And it's not we're telling you to completely give up food. We're not saying that at all, but we can go with much less food. So if you practice a weekly fast, a couple days a week, and you do that over and over and over, you're going to train yourself to fast and break your fast, fast, break your fast, fast, break your fast. You're going to do that over and over and over again. So you become a master at that. And that's the challenge that most people have, is breaking the fast. Fasting for most people is pretty simple. Pretty simple. For most people, they don't have huge challenges. They have some healing reactions, this and that. There's a small percentage that have, major healing reactions. And usually those are the ones that have lived a very obstructive life and have been down through the system to be butchered up and drugged up and so on and so forth. And they have big challenges. But most people, look at all the people that have shared their experiences. Most people had tremendous journeys, doing their fast. And the key is patience, persistence, and consistency in the lifestyle. If you're just going to fast, like once a year or something, okay, that's okay. But to really make a shift and come to an understanding of the body preferring strictly fields versus having to process food and turn it into fields, that's what we're talking about, that difference. And much more efficient to work on strictly fields than it is on eating foods. Eating's fun, eating's nice. I love eating, but I love fasting way more. I keep saying that over and over because it's true. I love fasting. I love the way I feel on a fast.
And
I love to eat too.
I understand that. And for example, I love fasting around new moon and full moon. So, for example, if somebody would do 4 to 8 days on every new moon and 4 to 8 days on every full moon of MFS, that would be enough fasting on a monthly basis.
How many days did you say?
8 days around every new moon and 8 days
Oh, if you're doing like that once a month,
twice a month.
you're doing 8 days twice a month.
I'm doing actually around 3 to 9, everywhere between 3 to 9.
Twice a month.
Yes.
Okay, so you're instead of doing a weekly thing, you're doing a monthly thing. But if you stay with that and you're consistent with that, that's great too. You know, that's great. But you know, when you go back to eating, let's say you go back to you're eating 7, 8, 9 days in a row, how do you feel compared to that's where you have to pay attention. But if you're doing that consistently every month, okay, and that's working for you, live it, love it, because you're being consistent. That's the key. We're saying weeklies because it's easier for people to follow a habit when they spread it out further. When you're doing it consistently every week, it's every single week. But if it's working for you every month like that, twice a month, do it. Do it. That's, you know, there's no exact way that it's going to work for everybody. That's why um, we have these suggestions of the levels weekly. But if that's working for you, Earls, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, yes, I was wondering if there is a particular cycle that follows, with, for example, when you follow up with the monthly cycles, such as new moon and full moon, I get I'm get impression that I'm following with the monthly cycles
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
because I can feel the shifts of energy, especially when I'm in the fasted state, and I can sense the shifting between the each month has its own energy. I can't explain it really, but I don't really. It's just more. I guess it just makes more sense to me than the weekly fasting. So I was just wondering. I mean, it's definitely harder for me because I tried it, and it's harder. It's too fast to for me to jump in every week. It's I guess it's more advanced in a way because you're uh, mentally always switching between fasting mode and obstructing again. Am I right? Am I right?
Exactly. So you're not even doing the weekly dries. You're just doing it on the new moon and the full moon.
Well, sometimes I am. How I cannot. I mean I really lack discipline. I know that I end up
You
that I
lack.
end up.
If you're doing
Sorry.
monthly, you're lacking discipline. You said.
Yes.
Okay, so change the words. Say you have excellent discipline. That's all it takes. Who's going to decide for you? You, right?
I guess so.
Anyway, but what you're doing, Earls, that like twice a week, it's awesome. It's awesome. If that's working for you, brother, continue and keep keep in the flow here. Keep sharing your because that may work for somebody else. Maybe somebody else is having problems every week, and maybe if they try this monthly thing that you're doing, it'll work for them. You know.
All right. Thank you, Dino.
Like there's nothing set in stone here. It's everybody's gonna have to find what a way that it's going to be that they can live and love. That's really what it's at. How are you going to be able to do it that you're going to live it and love it? If it can't be weekly, it's bi-weekly or whatever, do it. But as long as you're consistent, if you're going to say, oh, I'm going to do it maybe every few months or something, okay, well, if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But I've not seen great things happen with any diet. You're going to get results with diets up to a point. But in 30 years, what I've seen, anybody who went to any diet, for some of them lasted longer than others, they always ended up going off those diets, no matter what diet it is, and searching for something else because they could not resolve their challenges that they've had, right? I mean, we're seeing a lot of, vegans going back to meat eating, fruit eaters going back to eating raw meat, or what. We're seeing all kinds of things out there. Number one, way I see it, if we get into that state, we're just not ready to deal with the emotions. What are all these meats and whatever else, the heavier foods? You're dealing with stimulants, very strong stimulants. And people are used to stimulants, not nourishment. Nourishment comes from the divine. Stimulants come from eating. There's a big difference. So what are we lacking in our lives, most of us, is nourishment of the divine. So, we're lacking praying, meditating, connecting with nature, blah, 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 blah. Connecting with our family, friends, or loved ones, etc. So when we can get more of that, we'll be able to learn and handle and let go of the emotions that are causing us all these challenges. Because it's always, I like to say, emotion is seed. No matter what it is, emotion is seed. It always goes back to emotion. So we have to work with all this stuff and find a way that we're not going to go cuckoo. Because I've watched some people go cuckoo fasting. They just cannot handle the emotions. And, it's just from one extreme to another. No, so work at it at the level that you're going to be able to live and love, whatever the level that is for you. But make it consistent. Whatever that is for you, make it consistent. If it's not weekly, every bi-weekly, that's wonderful. That's good. I see only positive things with that, Earl, because you're still committed to being on a program consistently, right? That's fine. That's fine. Like sometimes I'll go for 7 days or 2 weeks. That's a lot for me. 2 weeks of straight eating, and I'm going, whoa, man, I'm going. Then I'm just, my body's screaming, it's time, man, it's time, it's time. You know what I mean? Even though you try to eat cleaner and lighter and everything, still my body, 7 days a week for me, it's just too much food to work with. That's for me. And many other people have shared the same thing. Are you maintaining a window of dries every day at least?
Well, I'm not drinking liquids when I'm eating, right? So I mean, my dries go from 16 to 20-hour dry daily.
And then you're eating fruit.
Of course, I eat nothing but fruit.
Okay,
I mean, sometimes I'm sorry.
Are you feeling okay on those days?
Yeah. I mean, when I broke my fast 2 days ago with grapes, and my detox symptoms, I felt lethargic and I was weak, and because I was drinking too strong of a juice, and I ate some grapes, automatically stopped the detox,
Yeah, of course.
And
that's
today,
a lot of dry fasting.
well, I'm not the liquids. I rarely drink any liquids, maybe some tea on some days, but yeah, I'm only drinking when I'm fasting.
Okay, but pay attention because a little bit of liquid to help wash is only going to benefit you on the eating days. Unless you're eating a larger amount of very water-rich foods, juicy fruits, that'll be fine. But each person's going to be a little different with that. But like I said, that's a lot of dry fasting. We don't suggest people do long dry fast in the first 1 or 2 years. Give the body time to adjust to that because a lot of things will shift when you start doing a lot of dry fasting like that. And sometimes they come on suddenly and things, you get into some pretty challenging healing reactions and so on and so forth. So just be careful because that is a lot of dry fasting, even if you're eating. I found that, if you're doing a lot of dry fasting and you're eating obstructive foods, if you're eating fruit, it's fine. If you're eating obstructive foods, the dry fasting energy goes all towards the GI tract to try and process the obstructive foods in there. And that's why we have the program of, clearing out that GI tract very efficiently before you do a dry fast and so on and so forth. And it's structured that way for a reason. The cleaner you eat, the easier your dry fast, the more powerful and more benefit you will get from the dry fast. When your GI tract is full, you're not going to see much happening, honestly, with dry fasting and so on and so forth, especially when you're eating obstructive foods. Some people will actually probably start getting negative effects from dry fast and eating obstructive foods after a while. That's from my experience. So you're doing great. Continue.
I can completely confirm that dry fast doesn't have much effect if you're going with full bowels. And I want to make clear that I'm fasting 12 hours dry daily when I'm MFSing,
Great. Awesome.
because I love those weekly tries.
Yeah, that's awesome. Keep working with that tooth. Never give up. Keep working with that tooth. It would be, sad for somebody to just give up and listen to the dentist. Okay, let's pull it out. We can't do anything. Work with the damn thing. Give it some time. Give it,
All right.
5-6 months, and see how things go, and see how it do. If you can take it 5-6 months, then you can save that tooth and keep it. If it's
Yes, well, it did get me in a lot of trouble. When I wasn't eating, half, maybe most of the days this whole November and December as well. 2 months almost. I fasted for most of the days in the month. If I'm trying to make myself clear, yeah, because I couldn't eat. I was forced to fast.
because of the tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, your body's saying stop eating. If you got teeth aches, stop eating. Digestive system needs a rest. And it's a strong signal, because you're chewing, right? So stop eating. Any aches and pains, really, and stop eating. There's something going on. There's an obstruction that the body needs to move out. And if you continue to eat, okay, body's gonna be forced to work with the food, and it's got no choice. But when you fast, everything changes, and the body can work much more efficiently and better at resolving and moving out those obstructions. But master fasting is what we're talking about when we say fasting. I don't care about other fasts. Been there, done that. we work with the power of the higher order of things, which I like to call The art of subtraction is a very wonderful place to be when you start to come to that understanding how powerful it is to subtract versus adding anything to try and solve things. And that's what it's all about. We're continuously working with less, so your body is working more exclusively with the fields instead of material things. So that's the goal, to work more and more with fields and tap into it. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got something. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, I chose to opt out and not attend because I didn't want to be around the food. And I had there was a function this week that I did the same things for the same reasons. I just didn't want to be around the food.
Right.
I'm finding it to start becoming very isolating. And I'm just wondering how people are dealing with that.
Yeah, like I know what you're talking about. I used to do that a lot at the beginning. I would just say, you know what, why bother putting myself through that?
Right.
As time went on, Steve, you become more and more confident, and and when you're fasting, Doesn't matter where you are. It just takes time to build that confidence. And if you're alone and you're isolating yourself, you shouldn't have the feeling like you're missing out on anything. It should be the other way around. You can put yourself in that state of saying, okay, I'm not going to be with these people physically. They're my friends and so on and so forth, but let me work with them on the soul level, and let me talk to their souls. Start making dialogues like that with yourself or whatever. I'm just giving you some examples of things you can do, but never feel like you're isolating and feeling lonely and all that, because we're never alone. Never alone. That's why I continuously doing these calls, continuously working on the page, so we can have somewhere where we can be with people that are sharing this kind of lifestyle, because most of our family and friends are not into this lifestyle, and they probably never will be. Let's face it, and that's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. So I've been to a lot of events and weddings, and I've also fasted a few weddings and stuff. And Italian, when you have a wedding, there's a lot of food, a lot of temptation. So it's I don't feel I'm missing out on anything anymore. Let's put it that way. Like tonight, we have a yearly thing with the boys we grew up with. I've known a lot of these people like 40 years and more. And every year we get together, we have a little Christmas thing at one of the bars and just get together. It's no big deal. But I don't do anything regular like that anymore, because I've been there, done that, going bar hopping and all that stuff. I don't see any pleasure in any of that stuff. I'd rather be here with you guys. Honestly, there's in being enticed and being focusing on the spirit of things and so on and so forth. These people, they're all my friends. I love them, and they love me, and so on. They're not interested in this kind of stuff. So it's all okay. But do you feel like you're missing out, Steve?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I think I don't know.
When the next one comes up,
just
go for it and see how you feel. Yeah. Test yourself. And if it feels too much, say hi, bye, and go home.
All right.
Don't stick around to get tempted, because when you get into those states, the ego starts coming into play, man. It's so easy to grab them.
Oh.
Right? It's so easy. Just But like myself, if I get into that state of that fasting, I'm in that state. There's nothing really that's going to tempt me. If I'm not in that state and I'm fasting, like sometimes you get in that fasting, but you're not in that state. it's easy to get tempted. So
Yeah,
that's,
see, maybe, yeah. See, early in the fast, I was in that state. Maybe that's it. And I
Yeah.
don't feel that where I am today.
yeah, but it shifts.
Yes.
It shifts, especially
Oh,
when you're doing a
absolutely.
long one like it'll shift. You'll get into, okay, I'm in that state again, man. Nothing's gonna budge me, because you just feel.
Yeah, that's how it was that's how it was for quite a while. But I'm not. Yeah, you're right. That's right. I totally agree with
We've
that.
all,
Not there right now.
yeah. So like I know what you're talking about. I've been through this several times, so
Yeah.
it's okay. You know, you probably made a wise decision not to go, so you don't have to tempt yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're not missing out on anything. It's awesome.
Thanks.
What day are you on anyway? By rough,
Oh,
just curious.
Tuesday was the halfway mark, so 54. What's today? Saturday?
Okay, so you're up there.
58, 59. I don't know.
Like I said, you've made your decision that you really want to, commit to this lifestyle, and that's really has to be the decision, because to do this as an event, I really don't see a purpose except for gaining that one experience, and maybe in the future come back and decide this as a lifestyle. But the problem with that is some people will hurt themselves by going off the rocker after a long digestive vacation and go crazy eating everything. And there's no reason to put yourself through that, right? If you can really be focused and stay with clean eating, okay. But I'm a big lover of long fasts, but you really have to be ready. So I think for most people, take the time. Take 1 or 2 years of train yourself of fasting and breaking the fast over and over.
Yeah, this is by no means easy.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Oh yeah.
Don't force yourself to go a certain distance. I know everybody usually have a kind of a goal and so on and so forth, but just allow the process to unfold and see where it takes you. We gotta have a little bit of discipline and a little bit of clear understanding of why we started and why we want to do this. And when you have all that sorted out, going the distance, the numbers really don't mean nothing. You'll just be carrying on because it feels so good, and it's easy to keep it going. So yeah, whenever I did a long fast, I never really planned for a long one. I just kept going. My first one,
they're still all year, and like I said yesterday, by the end of the year, I'll have fasted over 200 days this year.
It's a lot of days.
It's a lot of fasting, and I never planned any of them.
And you're still alive.
Just a draw. It was just yeah. Yeah. At times I didn't think I was going to make it, but I'm still here. But I started adding up what they were, and that's not including. It's well above that, because that's not included in the in-betweens.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I did my original 108, the first one, I only planned 40 days. And then I went to 60, and I'm going to keep going, and keep going. I went to 108. The only reason I stopped at 108, I would have went longer. I was preparing to move to Italy at that time. And I go, well,
yeah, wow.
Let me prepare myself and start eating again for the
I think 40 days is a good number after this year for a duration.
Yeah, 40 days is it's pretty deep. 40 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'm beginning to agree with you that the 108 is probably not the best way to go.
For most people, no. Um, it's only because of the people that have done 108. Some of them, where are they? They're not living this lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what's the purpose? They've all gone through massive transformation, metamorphosis, every one of them. But where are they? Just it's not emotionally not ready for committing to the big changes. And
The physical change is crazy.
yeah, emotions even more.
Still, I don't know what's happening there because I don't feel much different than when I started in the beginning of the year emotionally.
No.
No.
Hmm.
Strange, huh? This is like a lifetime of keeping things stuffed. I don't know.
But you've been doing a lot of work with other things for years,
Yes.
right? That's a difference. A lot of people not.
Could be. Yeah. Maybe.
So yeah, the emotional stuff, you've been through a lot in your life.
Yeah, that could be it. Maybe I was looking for this big, bright light thing or something. It's just not happening.
Yeah, but don't say it's not happening. Just
No, but I know. I think I was looking for an event.
yeah. Every fast is different, and just embrace whatever comes. You may be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I will be. I'm always my toughest critic, like most of us are.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yep. Keeps the bar high, which is all right.
But how's your kidneys? Any more pains in that area?
Nope.
Awesome.
Nothing. Yeah. A couple of days into a dry, I'll start feeling them. But on a full MFS, no, it's not been an issue this time.
Like before?
Oh, that's why I've never. The durations of the fast were when I began was I went 62 days and I broke it because of the kidney.
Right.
Next one I only made 18 days. This is all due to the kidney pain.
Yeah.
The following one was 8, 11, and 5, and they all broke because of the kidney. I mean, you could see the numbers were really. I mean, that period was really shortened down. Then I did 30 days, and it was like nothing. I mean, it was just gone. And into this one, I don't know what to say. I'm like somewhere around 60 days. Nothing.
Yeah, well, you moved some stuff out.
Oh yeah.
Causing, right? Like it's not completely solved.
No.
You're still having some issues when
I'm gonna attempt. I have to work Monday, but after Monday, I may start tomorrow. And I'm gonna see if I can go to 5 days for the season change. I'll be home, so I might, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I won't be at work, so it won't be an issue.
If you're having too many challenges, move it into a semi, and and work with that. And if it gets too much, then you break it, prudently, no big deal. But this is how we do, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. But see, you're getting a lot of progress over this, last year span. A lot of progress.
And even slowing down this past week, I mean, that stuff is still coming. It's just not. It's coming when it's supposed to come, not unexpectedly. That was the issue. But that stuff is still coming out, man.
It's incredible. I know.
I mean, even on green juice.
Wow.
Even on green, because I went to zero grape. I went to zero grape juice for 4 or 5 days, and just strictly green. A little bit of coconut water, and a little bit of orange juice, but mostly green. And that stuff is just.
Well, your doors are wide open now. You're in a long digestive vacation, so the doors are open. So you never stop to fast, even though
No. And I found that between the 30-day and this one, there was 3 weeks, and even though I was eating for the, not eating all the time, but I was eating. I was more in an eating state than a fasting state, I believe. It was still daily. It never stopped.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of junk, a lot of junk. I started the year at 182 pounds, 125. That's 55 pounds, 57 pounds of junk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, the physical transformation has just been incredible.
Yeah, well,
You know the funny thing, because I go to the gym every morning. Well, 5 days a week anyway.
Yeah.
And the farther into a fast I am, the higher the intensity of the workout.
Yeah.
Without question, every single time.
Even now that you're up there?
Even now.
Awesome.
I just did my highest intensity I do have, my biggest thing is on an elliptical machine. And I'm way above where I was.
I'm nothing.
Crazy. And the strength, even though I dropped all that weight and I look like, anorexic, I carried my sauerkraut Crocs down the stairs. I couldn't do it last year. I had to get help.
Wow.
I carried them things right downstairs. No freaking problem. And they're heavy. They're heavy. I mean, even what I look like, the strength is way up. I mean,
yeah,
way
well, you got to understand the body takes time to start rebuilding.
Yeah.
When you start cleaning, and that's okay. But yeah, you shared with us like with your garden before you only work a few hours or whatever, and then now you're doing it all day. So something's changed.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You lost the stuff that was holding you back from that energy. That's all it is. You've lost those obstructions that were in the way. And how can you make people understand that? You can't. You need to go through the experience, right? And yeah, okay. So what? You look skinny. Who cares?
Oh no, I don't believe me. I don't give a crap about that. I don't care what I look like. I just wear loose clothing. Nobody bothers me.
Yeah, it takes time. It may be a couple of years before you start putting on weight. When I go look back, it took me. It was like a couple of years before I started putting weight back on.
Oh, I'm happy with it. I don't care. I'm really, because I feel great.
Yeah.
At 60 years old, I've never felt better in 60 years. And some of the things I see other 60-year-olds, and well, we won't go there, but
yeah, I know.
They're not healthy by any stretch of the imagination. Christ, we got a kid in the shop, 21 years old. They're giving cortisone injections in his back. 21 years old. I'm like, oh my God. And he's overweight and he does nothing.
Oh my God.
I try and share a little bit with them, but blinders. Blinders. And that's what I think is so disturbing is here's living proof of what's possible, and nobody wants to see it.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but somebody was sharing this week that they were working a very physical job, and he's in his 50s, and the boss gave him a $2,000 bonus because he's blowing away all the younger people in his work. Right. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
It's incredible, if we embrace and allow the process to take place, no matter how long it takes, 1, 2, 3, 5 years, it's going to take place if we allow it. It's just everybody's gonna have a different time frame because everybody cannot detox at the same rates. Everybody's different. Emotions, so many things involved. We can't even calculate it. There's no formula to understand it. No. It is what it is. So we just allow it, embrace it, and allow like I say, let the soul work in autopilot. Clean that GI tract. No thought process necessary. It's going to happen.
None.
Automatically. And that's the beauty. working with the spirit of things. It's just awesome. And it's a blessing to be able to watch all you guys going through these amazing transformations. It's just awesome. It's awesome. So thank you guys for sharing, because this is what helps each one of us, everybody, all of us, to stay connected and share each other's journeys. Keep going. Anybody else? David, you want to share anything? David can't speak, but he can type. David's always been around for a while. He's living and loving it. I've been loving level 3 for 6 months, going to fast January and on to level 4, live and love. There you go. Awesome. David's upper in the age, I believe, if I remember correctly. So this is, David's been on it for a while. He's been here for 69. There you go, guys. When did you come to MFS, David? What year was that? You remember? This is awesome, It's just amazing. 4 years, sir. 4 years. I know he's been here a while. He's been here since the beginning. Yeah. So, guys, it just gets better. And if you're committed, will we fall off? You're damn right we'll fall off. And then we get up and we're even stronger. We get stronger. When we fall, we get stronger. If you keep that focus and stay connected, you're only going to get stronger. The falls are part of the process. Elaine, 2 years. Awesome. March 1st. Awesome. Remember where you came from. Everybody remember where you came from and where you are now. That's really what you have to put through your mind, because when you start losing all those pains and this and that and challenges, they go out of your mind. You don't want to remember those things. And when you think about, oh my goodness gracious, I had this, I had that, I had that, I had this. So it's awesome. Very, very good. Tommy, you want to share anything? Cynthia, Judith, Hans, Steve, 1 year on January 3rd. Awesome, Steve.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of jump back in. I've done short ones, like 10 days and 2 weeks, and
Awesome.
dry fasting here and there, but I'm definitely, you were talking about the breath, that I totally related to that, because I know when I'm eating too much, I really can't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes a difference.
Yeah. Pay attention. That's all.
Yeah.
Pay attention. And then you know that you need to back off a bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I'm married to a food pusher.
They're all around, Cynthia. You can't get away from them.
I know. No, I know. And it's just, my plan is I want to jump back in more full-time starting in January. And I'm already planning a week from Saturday that I'm going to do a 24-hour dry, because I'm flying, and I love traveling and not eating or drinking anything. It's so much easier not to have to make somebody get up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, I'm looking forward to, I'm going somewhere warmer for 10 days
Nice.
with my sons. So I'm
Beautiful.
looking forward. Yeah, we've been planning this since July. So it's, but yeah.
Always.
Yeah. But when I get back, that's when I did my first really long, it was January, right after the holidays for me, when I jumped in. So I feel like I do better in the winter because I'm not looking at cherries. I'm not looking at persimmons. I'm not looking at things that I feel like I want. It's kind of time of season when there isn't much going on. So that works. It seems to work best for me to do that January, February, March kind of time frame. So
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. It's always better if you're eating to have fresh, ripe fruit available, right?
Yeah. Well, even when I first found you, it was kind of interesting. I don't know if I ever told you the story about how I found you. I had read the Grape Cure book, and it was about 4 years ago. And so I wanted to see if anybody had done it. So when I started Googling, you came up. You were in Italy, like in a lot of your videos and stuff like that. And I know I was kind of blinded only because of the fact that I thought, juicing. I was actually in the middle of a green juice fast mostly. And I was like, really? He's doing cooked with just a little lemon? And so I kind of, put you on the back burner. And it wasn't until really like 6 months later when you started doing on Facebook Lives that I was in the middle of a 60-day just juice fast when I kind of started incorporating the master fast in and, kind of playing around with it, so.
If you remember in the book, they do talk about cooked grape juice. And even if you can't juice, you can make it from raisins.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the understanding of the higher order of it. And like back then, when that book was written, there wasn't the level of obstructions that we have today with all the chemicals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is
I'm sure
why we have a whole system to support all that.
I mean, even with Arnold, with Arnold
Eric
Eckhart, is that his name? Arnold Eric. Yeah, I always mix the two up. And even his book kind of surprised me because he had meat and different things for people to eat that I was kind of, it's why I have even a hard time showing people that book, because it's like, well,
yeah.
So, and earlier you were
if you remember,
you were talking
mentions about the fanatical raw foodists.
Yeah. Well, when I was 25, I read Fit for Life, and that started me down this road. So back in like the mid 80s, and I really feel that was a good start, but I kind of feel like I went down a path where like I did the vegetarian thing for a while, and then I kind of fell off the wagon like a lot of these 30-year-olds are doing, and went back at least like eating some fish and, putting some eggs back in my diet. So I relate only because I've been down that road and I've fallen off that wagon before. And so it's just part of their journey that, they need to kind of figure it out. And so it wasn't until I don't know, I did that for a few years. And then, I don't know. I mean, I even was crazy enough and I did, what was it? The Atkins diet one time, and for a very short time. Which is basically meat and greens and stuff. And then, so it wasn't really till I kind of, I guess for me, what it was is I had a half brother that had cancer, and I started doing some research for him that really turned things around for me. And that was like about 8 years ago. And so, yeah, that was the turning point through my research and looking and trying to help other people. So anyway.
Awesome.
So you can't be mad at those 30-year-olds that are just finding, you know, I feel for them. And
Yeah. There's so much information, especially now with the internet, is so confusing for everyone. So confusing. We've all been down the roads of confusion. It's just too much. If you don't hone in and focus, you're just gonna be all over the place. Like most of us have been down the roads. You're not gonna find any resolutions. You're gonna jump from one thing to another, and you get more and more confused because it's mostly all about adding something. You're missing something in your diet.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I bought that. It's all full of caca to me. That theory. we've seen the complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love the less is more. And it's and it's, you know, it makes me clean out things and throw stuff away. I mean, you know, and because you realize that you don't need that much in your life. Oh.
No, things will never give you happiness.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thanks. I just thought I'd share.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Dave, I just want to ask you about, I think it was your hip. If how's that coming along? I know you've had some big challenges with that.
Oh, I know.
If you want to share. Still the same. Okay. Well, keep working on it. Keep working. You got to search for the reason why you're holding on to something in that area. And once you do that, you'll be able to release it and start regenerating it. It's interesting. What time are we at? 8:30. Okay. Anybody else? Or we can call it a close and I can go out with my friends in a bit.
Ron has let you go out on your own?
Where are you guys off to tonight? Do you know?
Just there's a bar in Aurora where we're gonna meet.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes. I went out last night and it's pretty obnoxious out there. Like it's so loud. I keep one earplug in this side. No one can see because I have the hair on this side. And if anyone catches me, I just joke around that I'm like 80 years old inside. I hope it goes okay for you guys.
Yeah, all is well. We just once a year we all get together, see what's happening in people's lives.
That's good.
That's
yeah.
all.
Nice to see everyone.
Yeah. Like I said, we go back a long ways. So, but it's okay. It's all fun.
It's nice that you value those friendships.
Yeah. Well, it's go back a long way. You know, sometimes we don't see each other for a while. You know, just once you see each other, it's like doesn't matter, you know, how much time has gone by.
That's special. That's rare.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have quite a. There's a bunch of us that grew up in the same area.
I've got a few guys from my childhood. We don't, sometimes 10 years go by. Pick the phone up, it's like yesterday.
Yeah.
That's rare.
So it's awesome
Yeah.
to get together. All right, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining and sharing and inspiring and supporting each other. We wouldn't be here without all you guys. So we will continue on the path and hopefully spark some lights in other people to join in and come to this new understanding as we develop it and evolve it, because we've just scratched the surface. 4 years is nothing. Thank you all, and God bless. Keep that plasma love always flowing. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you so much.
We will, what is it? Christmas is on Wednesday. Oh, I'm not sure if I'll do the Facebook. We'll see, maybe. Anyway.
Have a good one, everyone. Lots of love.
We'll see you
You
again.
too.
Ciao. See you on the page.
Thanks.